What's going on, guys? We're back with another video. I just wanted to make a quick video on Bitcoin and this this crash or correction or whatever people are calling it, what we've seen the last 2 days. So one thing I want to go over quickly is, basically what we saw was, if we look at the hourly, you can see it a little better. We saw this fake out on the 20th, the morning of the 20th. We saw this fake out to the upside. Bitcoin rallied to 43 and a half, and then we started seeing a little bit of weakness, and then late in the afternoon, in the evening, we saw a big red candle. Now if we show our fib levels here, in our last Bitcoin video we made, we were it was before this pump and then this correction here, but we were saying that we were going to get a little move to the 43 area, up to this zone here. And then maybe, that could be like our last pump, or just the zone to watch out for was 43 and change was an area to look for to, get your last profits out. And one of the last pumps, we were saying that we could see, and then we would have to come down and test these levels that we were talking about. The 40 and a half level, 40,700 was a big level of support we had to test. And then another level was 39.7. was another big level we had to test, and those two both got broken very quickly, and Bitcoin moved down very fast. So again, just a thing to look for here, as we're down, to look at the full spectrum of things here. If you look at how much we're down, right, this is now 48, call it 50% correction. And the one we saw over here, if we just take this, was also a 53, even if you take this low, 55% correction, right? So we haven't really seen, ever since early Bitcoin, we haven't really seen, anything above 55%, right? Let me see if I can find one a little bit bigger. This one was 30. So yeah, we haven't really seen anything bigger than 55%, right? And going back to, last summer, August time, when we had the highs here of 65,000, and then we kind of had a similar thing that played out here. We had kind of like a double top here. It shows a little better here, but similar type of thing. Then we had this big breakdown, 30%, and then we had, a big pump back up to just underneath the 65k level. We had it pump back up to 59. Again, it kind of double top there at around 59k, battling with the 200 EMA. And then when you see this final break with strong downside movement, that's when you can kind of say, okay, we're heading downwards now, right? As we saw here, similar type of thing, right? Just hide these. We saw Bitcoin, these two highs here at 68, 69k. Then we saw a breakdown, then we saw another pump up, then we saw a battle with the 200 EMA. Like, if you were watching Bitcoin here and you saw all of these peaks at the 200 EMA, like these, this one, okay, breaks down, comes back up to test it again, rejected, breaks down, comes back up, test it again, big rejection, comes down, tested another 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then we had this liquidation event. So there were a lot of opportunities to kind of, see what was coming. Nobody wants to say that, when we're here, when we're only down 20%, to say, okay, guys, we're going to go down 55%, right? Nobody wants to say that. Nobody, we're all thinking bullish. And again, I still think we are bullish long term. If you look at this weekly, maybe a little too advanced. No, not really though. It is still, I think we are, zoom out, and you can see that we're still going up and to the right, as long as we don't break 29k, right? Like, worst case, we don't break 29k, we're still making higher highs along the way. And this, this area here and this area here was a higher high. So, long term, Bitcoin still looks okay. But to just revert back to that other point, we were talking about how comparing these two, right? So what played out here and what's playing out here, right? And how similar those two are. Now, if you look at these in a weekly, and you look at the how similar these look, right? So if you just look at, you know, this area here compared to this area here, and then this you know, this topping out area right here, and then this big rejection, right? And I'm going to show you where it correlates to where we are. So these two areas I think are very similar, and then we kind of have this rounding top with strong, you know, downside movement here, which is this. And then what I think we're getting now is this final kind of move down, this max fear zone that's basically shaking out everybody that's left and that hasn't been scared enough to get taken out of the market, right? That's what we're getting played out here, and that's what we kind of had here, right? We had this, the big down that we had here, the big down, then we had a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of sideways movement for a few weeks, you know, a month, and then we had another drop, right, which we had here a few weeks, and then another drop, you know, and then we had another, you know, here it played a little longer, a few more weeks, but still going down, right? And then still going down here, and then we had this final kind of, you know, a lot of volume in these last 4 weeks here, and that was kind of like the end of the crash, right? I don't think we're gonna go down 80%. I think the bottom is close, and I think we can even call it somewhere around, you know, I think low to mid 30s, right? We're at 36, 35 and a half right now. And I think you can kind of call a bottom, you know, 33, 32. I don't think we're going to break this wick low here, right? So I think, you know, we may get a quick, you know, I think we're going to go sideways for a little bit around here to kind of, you know, we're going to get into why I think this is manipulation and other things like that too later in this video, but we're going to go sideways a little bit here, no volume, because everyone that's left is going to be holding and DCAing and buying in slowly, and nobody really knows, right? There's a lot of fear in the market right now, right? A lot of people are saying, you know, this is the start of, like, we're coming back down to the $20,000 region, right? So you have to be positive, and you have to have confidence in what you bought, right? And you have to know you can't be in this market because somebody told you, or you heard about it and you think it's good. Those are the people that are going to get shaken out really fast, and you know, and these are people getting shaken out, right? These are people scared, and, you know, moves happen really fast. And again, back to the hourly here, this whole play here was something to basically fake out people to the upside, right? People knew 43K was a big area to you know, to hold, and this fast pump that we got here was basically a lot of people buying in, longing, and then they just dumped it right on everybody, and there was no chance along this to get out. Now short term on Bitcoin, I think we're gonna get, you know, before we were saying this 50K area here was a big, you know, kind of like this area here was a big area to break, and I think that's gonna come down now to this area here, which is just get a line so you guys can see it right here. 44.5 to 45 will be our next major pump, which would be a very good, if we can get that, it would be you know, 25%, you know, upwards move here. And then if that creates a lower high in this current downtrend, then we could start talking about bear market. But I don't currently think that we're in a bear market. We have to see what plays out when we get back to that 45K level and see if we push through to break on this 52K, and then see the strength and the things that are happening. But with the amount of adoption and things that are happening in Bitcoin, this is just a no-brainer to think that this was very manipulated and bigger people want to get in at a cheaper price. So just another thing to look at here. This is one of the websites we showed you in the last video we made. This is a fellow YouTuber's website that basically has a lot of very important information on here, and we'll leave the link in the description again. but a lot of good things to look at here. So just quickly, we were talking about the global open interest for a couple of videos now, and you can see how, in last August we kind of broke down. We were very overextended in global open interest, and we had to come back down. And the same thing plays out here, right? We were very overextended when we hit our 69K new all-time high, and then it had to come back down and correct itself, right? It had to come back down, and we kind of got pumped back up a little bit, and then now we're kind of coming back down to closer to the Bitcoin price, right? So when things are good is when this is very close to the Bitcoin's price. When we're very overextended, like places here, and where we've been the last while over here, very far away from Bitcoin's price. A lot of money needs to come out, and like that's why we're seeing this big move now. Has a big move to a big part to play in everything that's happening. Very good indicator to look at. Also, the liquidations we had yesterday, if I can get it, were 31.33 long, and then obviously no shorts were liquidated, but a lot of longs were liquidated yesterday. A lot to do with the fake out, just to compare it to other scenarios. 33, we haven't seen 33 being shaken out since, if I can even find a point here. 16, I think there was a 39, yeah. So in that last August move down, we had a little bit more, but this is a very big liquidation, meaning we're close to the bottom, we're close to the end of this, and we're going to get a rally coming soon. We saw funding rates go red for a little bit, and they're back green, and now they're going back red again a little bit. They're just negative 0.002%, so that's also good to see. When you see downwards price action, you want to see negative funding rates, not green funding rates, not positive. And then leverage ratio, again, this is forever going to go up, but just a couple of things we wanted to show you there, but that's going to be the end of the video. Just once again, guys, don't panic. Take some time now to do research and see the adoption and see what's happening in crypto in general, right? You have to understand the dominance that Bitcoin has in the market, right? So a lot of these coins, like Cardano is a very bullish coin right now, and it's getting the same amount of negative action as Bitcoin right now, just because Bitcoin's the market mover. So don't panic. Always keep cash on the side for times like this. Don't put your whole bag in at once. DCA, do your research, and just get confident in this market. But thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.